Clara had always chased the thrill of forgotten places. The rot of time, the smell of damp earth and decay, they thrilled her in ways her city life never could. So when she and her friend Ben stumbled upon the crumbling manor deep in the woods, half swallowed by vines and silence, she knew they'd found something special. Ben was less convinced. He shifted uncomfortably as they stood at the threshold of the rotting house. "We shouldn't be here this late," he muttered. "These woods get weird." Clara smirked, brushing past the half-open door. "You say that every time." Inside, the manor seemed frozen in the moment it was abandoned. Dust floated like ghosts in the fading light, and the air was thick with mildew. The walls wept with moisture, the floorboards groaned with every step, and somewhere in the darkness, something ticked softly, like a heartbeat with no body. They explored in silence, the beam of Clara's flashlight sliding over moldy furniture, cracked portraits, and shadows that moved too slowly. On the second floor, tucked at the end of a long hallway warped with time, they found a door unlike the rest. Nailed to its front was a splintered wooden sign, the words carved in shaky, urgent letters. "Do not enter. Reflection room." Ben frowned. "That's not creepy at all." Clara grinned. "You're filming, right?" He hesitated but held up his phone and started recording. She pushed the door open. The room beyond was cold, so much colder than the rest of the house. The air hit them like a wet cloth, smelling of iron and damp stone. Every wall was covered in mirrors of different sizes and styles. Tall, Victorian ones with spiderweb cracks. Oval mirrors rimmed in tarnished silver. Square ones, circular ones, frameless ones. All of them old. All of them stained with age. None of them quite right. Clara stepped inside, immediately drawn to the largest mirror across the room. As she walked, Ben noticed it first. How the mirrors showed her moving slightly out of sync, like a delay on an old video feed. She'd raise her arm, and a heartbeat later, her reflection would follow. "Clara," he said, unease creeping into his voice. "Something's wrong." She turned, about to reply, then froze. In the largest mirror, her reflection was no longer mirroring her. It was smiling, too wide, too knowing. Clara stepped back. Then the door slammed behind them. Total darkness swallowed the room. Ben fumbled with his phone, dropping it in the process. He scrambled, grabbed it, and turned the flashlight back on. The beam hit the mirrors and Clara's reflection was gone from all of them. Not distorted, not warped. Gone. "Where are you?" he whispered, heart pounding. "I'm right here," Clara said, her voice shaking. But she wasn't in the mirrors. Only Ben was. Dozens of him, reflected and re-reflected, pale and trembling. Then in one mirror, Clara's reflection returned. It stared out at her with hollow eyes, its mouth stretching into an inhuman grin. It raised a hand, one Clara hadn't lifted. "That's not me," she whispered. From the corner of the room, one of the smaller mirrors suddenly cracked with a sharp, wet sound. A fissure ran down the glass, and from it, a hand emerged, long-fingered, chalk-white, impossibly thin. Then another, then a face. She was beautiful once, maybe, but now her skin stretched like wax over bone, her eyes black and deep, like tunnels. Her mouth opened too wide. Inside, Clara saw not teeth, but shards of broken mirror. "One must stay," the woman whispered. Ben backed away. "What? Are you?" The mirror woman didn't blink. "A trade," she said, her voice thin as breath. "You look vibrant." She reached for Clara, but her hand passed through her like smoke. The woman hissed and pulled away. "Not you," she said. "You're already marked." Clara's eyes widened. She looked down. Black veins bloomed beneath her skin, creeping up her arm like ink dropped in water. "Marked? For what?" Ben asked, but the woman only smiled. The mirrors shimmered, and suddenly they were alive. Each one flickered with different versions of Clara. One was smiling. Another was sobbing. A third pounded on the glass from the inside, blood running down her arms. Clara looked at Ben, eyes welling. "You have to go." "I'm not leaving you here," he said, panicked. "You don't have a choice." She stepped toward the largest mirror. Her reflection was waiting, arms outstretched like a lover. "If I go in, it lets you go, right?" she asked. The mirror woman nodded slowly. "A fair trade." "No!" Ben lunged forward, but Clara was faster. She looked back at him one last time. "Tell people. Burn this place down." Then she pressed her hand to the glass. It rippled under her touch like black water, and she stepped through. Her body vanished. The reflection smiled. Then every mirror in the room shattered at once. Darkness fell. Ben was found 3 days later, wandering along the forest edge, silent, eyes glazed. He would never speak again. No one ever found the manor.